Right lads, I've took the A-arms off. It was a pain in the butt, but I've done it. The gearbox is now exposed with the diff drive in. This is the baby what's going on, lads. Do yourselves a favour, put one of these on. What a pain to get this out. If your diff ever goes wrong, you've got 2 or 3 hours worth of work just to get to the diff. Get one of these and you can just take the back off and get to the diff. I'm exhausted. You can see it's in bits. This is the actual gearbox, what's inside this machine, and the diff, the bearings. As you can see, they have put grease in. I should be putting a bit more in though. I'll be checking if there's any oil in the diff as well. But so far it's looking good, lads. Right lads, I'm going to reassemble this. This is one half. As you know, it's in 3 pieces, so the other half isn't showing up, which is on there. So here we go lads, we're now going to install these 2 bearings here into the new housing, and we'll put grease on. So here we go lads. Might be a bit different. When you're installing these bearings lads, remember to put the blanking piece in first. Just blanks that up. If you forget that, you have to take the bearing out and you could struggle. So just another tip for you lads, make sure you put that blanking plug in if you do one of these 3-piece gearboxes. There you go, that's that bit done. The other half to do now. Right lads, I've put the drive shaft back in. There's a seal which has to go on first though. Make sure you put that seal in and then put the bearing in. Then put this cog back in, this drive shaft with the cog on, back in. That's the other gear. I've put that in now, that's ready for going. What I might do is use a bit of grease. I've got some grease, it's heat resistant stuff. Put a bit of that in, and then I put the diff in. I just want to check there's oil in the diff though. Right guys, I've got one half of the diff gearbox housing done. As you can see there, I've put blue Loctite on all the screws so it's holding. Don't forget that blanking plate, put that in first before you put the bearing in on this side, otherwise you'll have to take the bearing out. And on this side there's a rubber seal, so don't forget to put that in first before you put the bearing in. There you go lads, that's that half complete now. Put some grease in here and then put the diff in. Better off whacking some grease in before you put the diff in, then you've got plenty of grease. As you can see lads, I put plenty of grease on there. Once I put the diff in and spin it, it will spread the grease onto the diff as well. So there you go lads, I'm now going to put the diff in and put the other half on. Diff's pretty good, I like the engineering what's gone into it. There is oil in it, I've checked. So I'll put this in and shut the housing up. You can see now lads, the diff is in. It's how easy it is to take out as well. You take this back off and it comes out. So now I'll seal this up lads and install it back in the Baja buggy. It's got plenty of grease on it, so here we go. Right lads, I have installed everything into the new housing. See, everything moves freely. Everything's functioning. Put plenty of grease on everything. Now what I'm going to do is install this baby back into my Baja. As you can see, it's a nice bit of kit. Check that all the screws are in. Visually, 2 there, 1 in the middle, 1 at the side, and all the screws at the front. Make sure they're all in. When you're tightening these Allen bolts up lads, I suggest you put some thread lock on first and then do them in a crisscross pattern. So you tighten that one first, then go to that one, then tighten that one and go back down to the bottom one. on the other side here. So I'll do them in a crisscross like that. If you do them like that and like that, it'll be an uneven, you might actually distort the case. So always do it across like that, and then across from that one to that one, and then tighten these two up the top. They're just like extra security, them, to make sure it doesn't come out. So there you go, lads. I've successfully installed this into my new housing, and I shall put it in my baja buggy. So there you go, lads. Right guys, the gearbox and diff is now installed. I've put the disc brakes back on, screwed in the bearing holder for the brakes as well on the front. That's back in. There's a washer what goes on there afterwards, don't forget that. I'm going to put the brake assembly back in now. Hi folks, it's all back together now. I've got the roll cage on, I've got the diff in. You can see there it's in the diff housing. I've got the spare gear back on, the brake, and all the back end's done. Yeah, so there you go, lads. The roll cage is now on. Well, that's the end of them upgrades. There'll be some more to come next week. For now, that was a nightmare to get in. 2.5, 3 hours work. Say 4 hours on everything assembled again. Because now if I want to take the diff out, I just loosen the bottom screws and pull. Loosen the, well, take the back ones out and drop the diff out. It's easy to get to now. There you go, lads. Done and dusted. There you go. Bye.